When our needs aren't being met in relationships, we go into one of three projects: how I can fix you, how I can fix me, or how I can figure out how to never deal with this sort of thing ever again by isolating myself. Right? And this is by and large because the contemporary approach to relationships and then the contemporary approach to couples therapy follows this logic that it's all about finding a partner to meet my needs. And this is a brand new idea in terms of the course of human evolution, that it's all about getting my needs met, and that, I need to love you and sustain the feeling of love, which my friend Susan Piver points out so astutely, that love is not the feeling of love. That's infatuation. That feeling, that comes and goes, right? Love is the willingness to lock arms with one another and look out at the crazy tides of life, going up and down and up and down and up and down and saying, yeah, I'm going to face that with you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to hate you, and I'm going to feel like we don't know each other, and I'm going to feel like we're, thick as thieves, and we're going to go through all of that together, and I'm going to stay here no matter what. That's what love actually is. But, we have this concept that is like really 2, maybe 3 generations old, that it's about the feeling of love, and that it's about, finding the person that is the match for all of my needs and that I can express myself fully with. They are my best friend, they are my sex partner, they are my therapist, they are my hobby buddy, they are, my favorite literary critic and music critic, and, we have grown to be these. The problem is one, there's no way this model is ever going to work. There's no way that one, anybody is ever going to be able to meet all of our needs. 2, we have grown to be increasingly complex and multifaceted. With every 5 years, it seems like our lives are more complex and more busy, and we're pulled in more directions, and there's more identities that we take on as we grow and exist for longer and longer. There's more things that we're into. There's more areas of our life that we wish to share with somebody and that we want somebody to understand about us, and it's a losing strategy. And again, it was never like this before in human society. It was never like this before. Marriage used to be a business arrangement. You used to have kids because it was used to be profitable to have kids. You got married to bring families together and to procreate. And you had kids because that's more hands to till the farm. Now it's this whole other situation that we've grown into, and I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense or that we should go back to arranged marriages or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that this is new. And we treat it like it's the standard and it's the way that it should be, that somebody ought to come along and completely understand me, play all of these different roles in my life, and meet all of my needs. And that's never been what love and intimacy have ever been about. That's brand new. But we treat it like this is the way that it naturally is, and this is the way it always has been, and that makes so much sense, etc. And it's a failing strategy, and thus the approach to working on relationships is really takes on this MO of, we just got to get it so that we can communicate about our needs enough, and that you know how to meet my needs and I know how to meet your needs sufficiently. Except what about when that fails? What about when that model falls apart? Because it does. There's no way someone's going to meet all of your needs. There's no way that someone is going to catch you every time that you fall, that is going to anticipate your needs before you even have them, which is something that we all deeply want. There's no way that somebody's going to completely get you. There's no way that you're going to find somebody that you don't think is annoying and that doesn't think that you're annoying, because we're annoying. That's just how it works. We are wonderful and we are shitty, all of us, depending on what time of day and what's going on that you talk to me, and what my context in that you catch me in. Will determine which version of me that you get. And so this is a losing situation, that we just need to learn how to meet each other's needs sufficiently. Bullshit. It'll work some of the time. And I'm not saying that we don't need to learn how to communicate and that we don't need need to meet each other's needs and to fulfill, and relate and identify, in a multifaceted way with one another, that can be wonderful, sure. But notice that this is all starting to sound pretty childish once I lay it out this way. That it's all about me and my needs and what do I want and who do I think I am, and you're either good or you're bad to me. I either love you or I gotta get you out of here. It's really about wanting a parent to come along. And not literally a mom or a dad, and not literally your mom or your dad, but somebody who can impart that kind of attention on you that you didn't get when you were 100% self-referential and totally vulnerable and totally dependent, and you needed somebody to anticipate your needs. You needed somebody to meet all of your needs. You needed somebody to feel you, to feel where you are at all the time. But there's only one time in life when we get that, and that time is gone for every single one of us. That ship has sailed. And the only answer, the only thing we can rely on is beginning to meet our own needs. And again, I'm not preaching independence, in case that's not totally clear.